So, let's have it right. So legends and myths about the Black Paths of Bowland is a Lancashire folk tale. So they say the forest of Bowland is older than memory, older than the farms, older than the stone walls, older even than the great heathered fells that rise like sleeping giants beneath the sky. And on these high, lonely moors, where the mist moves like a living thing, there's a legend whispered in pubs and farmyards. Beware the Black Paths, for they do not belong to the living. The origin of the Black Paths were long before Lancashire had roads or farms, long before the church bells of Chipping or Slaburn ever even rang out across the valleys. Bowland was a place of ancient ritual. Druid stones, now buried or broken, once crowned these ridges, lines. Strange fires were said to burn on Midsummer's Eve, and wandering shepherds spoke of shadows, moving against the wind, drifting across the moors like smudges of smoke. But the heart of the legend begins in the 1600s, during the years of the Pendle witch trials, when the accused witches would march north towards Lancaster for the trial. Up to the castle, the soldiers escorting them were stopped. One night it was a huge storm, and they were being escorted to the castle, and they found a little lonely dwelling to seek refuge. This place it's not really a castle. It's called Langdon Castle, but it's more like a dwelling. It's not even a home as such. No bad choice, any right. But there they stayed for night. It was lonely, quiet, still, until a storm landed right across the fells, blowing a hooey. Something happened inside those stone walls at night. There's no record official that mentions this, but the soldiers arrived at Lancaster 1 week short. Nobody was ever found. Only a manacles twisted apart as if by heat. They laid on the floor of Langdon Castle. After that night, shepherds began to find new tracks carved into the peat. Thin, narrow trails had not been there before. Trails that no farmer admitted to making. Trails that led to the same place twice. Round and round, strange. People called them the Black Paths because the peat beneath them grew darker than the earth around it, almost tar-like as if it was scorched from below. Livestock, my hut refused to step on them. He wouldn't walk on them, especially the sheep. That's because of the curse of the black sheep. Those days the Bowland shepherds kept a rare breed of sheep, ancient black fur sheep, really hardy. They'd survive winter storms but were prone to wandering high on the moors. There was one year when a whole flock disappeared. Not stolen, not killed. It's gone. About a month later, one of the shepherds claimed he'd seen one of these lost sheep standing on a ridge during the fog. But its fleece was completely black, not wool black, coal black, shadow black, as if the creature itself was made of smoke. Its eyes glowed faintly, reflecting a bit of a light, but not like the light that a lantern gave. Hollow it was. Scary, he followed it. He followed the sheep out, find the sheep was leading it to the flock. He never came home. Never came back. He was never found. Now the tale says that when the soul's taken by the fells, a new black path appears, scribed out by the hooves of phantom sheep, wandering forever between the heather, unseen until he's too late. But the ravens all have a bargain. 2 ravens, in fact, massive, old, unnaturally bold. They're said to be the guardians of the Black Paths. Locals are led near and torn into river, for they'll always see near water, watching travellers like judges and deciding their fate. They don't crawl, they don't call. They speak without sound, a kind of voice mind speak that slips into your thoughts when you're tired or lost. If you're up the fells and you hear, left, this way, keep going. It may not be your own mind speaking. The raven's purpose, so legend says, is to guide the lost towards their appointed place, the place where the fells collect their toll. Walkers go missing every year, they vanish here. Fell runners, hirecuts, shepherds, even seasoned mountain rescue volunteers. Some are found, most are not. And while the newspapers blame mist about where they're on turn, the old Bowland folk tell a different truth. The fells decide who belongs and who must pay the tariff. If you stray from the track, one looks worn by generations of human feet, and step onto one of the black paths, the narrow paths across the paint, even for a moment, it will mark you. The mist will thicken, your compass will falter and flicker. Your sense of direction leaks away like the warm breath into cold air. The black paths begin to shift around you, rejoin themselves with every step you take. Of the taking of the fell walker, they speak of him still, a keen hiker, fit, confident. He set off alone one afternoon. Confident, he ignored the signs. He ignored the warnings, he even ignored the farmer shouting across the field, stared to the main track. He wanted solitude, he wanted adventure. He got something much older than that. He took the wrong turn. He took the famed path that cut through the heather, too narrow, too precise, too inviting. The ravens arrived moments later. By nightfall he was wandering in thick clack. He was hearing footsteps behind him. They weren't human, seen shapes in the mist that resembled sheep, but wrong, too tall, too silent. The grouse exploded from the ground in a frenzy of wings escaping with something insane. The wind was howling and whipping. Rain became needles. Dark winds came. Darkness became the cloud. Time dissolved the wind, the needles, the rain. By dawn his tracks simply disappeared. Not near a cliff, not in a bog. They just ended. Where the man should have been, a new black track now appeared. The path appeared from nowhere. Locals said, another one's been taken. So this is the warning. To this day, the whispers from farmers say, never follow a path shouldn't be there. Never trust the ravens, they come too close. Never walk the Bowland fells in the mist alone. And always stay off the narrow tracks, through the heather, for these are not your paths. This is not your right of way. This is not your route across the moor. They belong to the lost, the old, and the dark. And the souls that walk these fells will walk these Bowland fells forever in shadow. Beware. Stay to the path.